Welcome back. So in the last video we delved into the basics of CSS Flex and started to produce a layout for our header that changed depending on screen size. At the end of the video I asked you to add the following code. So what is this code? You will see that all of the CSS we've added is wrapped in what is called a media query. In CSS, a media query allows us to define a set of alternative CSS rules for certain screen sizes. This is important because often we want a display to appear differently on a mobile than on a large screen. For example, on the portfolio website that we are developing, we are asking the browser to display everything in one row on a desktop, and by adding a condition of max width 600 pixels, we are saying that anytime our website is being displayed on a screen that is width 600 pixels or less, which is most mobile displays when in portrait, we want to apply a different set of styles. There are many variations of conditions that you can set to media queries. A more detailed explanation can be found at the Mozilla website, linked in the description. For our site though, we told the browser that when we reach 600 pixels or less, we are defining a different set of rules for our header, div and a tags. Note that any properties that we do not override with the media query for our tags will remain the same as what we have already set previously. For example, we are overriding the display property of our a tag, but the other properties that we have added will remain the same. So in the media query that we've declared, we have altered the appearance for smaller screen widths so that the items will be stacked one on top of the other, as you can see. We've done this because in a future video we will be learning how to show and hide menu items in our header to behave like a drop-down menu. This is so that we can save space on smaller screens to show our actual content, but still give the user access to the links in our header when they are needed. Remember, good design for smaller screens often means finding ways to maximize the screen real estate, as in the content that the user visited the site for. So sacrifices have to be made somewhere. So let's run through the changes that we have made for the smaller screens on our site. In the header, remember that I said flex direction is set to row as default in the last video. Hence why our content is currently displayed in a row on the larger screens. We have now set it to column for the smaller screens so that our content now stacks one on top of the other. We have also centered the immediate children items within the header using align item center and justify content space around. Interestingly, because we have overridden the default behavior of flex direction row, as in we have added flex direction column, the roles of justify content and align items are swapped. So justify content now handles positioning along the vertical axis and align items positions content along the horizontal axis. Next, we've added the property text align center to our div tag. This makes sure that regardless of default behavior for the browser, the text content within the div tag is always centered. This looks tidy. Finally, we have added display block to the a tags. This means that each a tag will now start on a new line and take up the whole width of its parent. Using these techniques, we can swap between having content appearing in a row for one screen width to a column of stacked items on another screen width. So we have discussed some of the core fundamentals of HTML and CSS. There has been a lot of information, so in the next video we will summarise some of the core concepts covered before moving on. Bye for now.